Hey, Christian here. Welcome to the 7th video in the Estranged series. And I know we've been talking a lot about the negative or really unpleasant things that go along with broken and fractured relationships. However, today I wanted to kind of flip that a little bit and talk about something a lot more positive, and that is your memories. Now, I know it's tough. I know your mind is probably clouded with a lot of unpleasant, unhappy memories of arguments and struggles and fights and what have you. But the truth is, there are far, far more good memories than bad. And just stop and think about it. Even in, the other day, my wife Charlotte shared a on this day photo on Facebook, and it was a photo of my middle one standing in front of the game/VCR TV we had in the living room, holding the rabbit ears so she could watch it because we didn't have cable attached to that one. And it was just, it made us both smile because we realized that, despite in everything that's gone on in the last few years, all the and all the struggles and all the stress and all the anxiety and all the fighting and all the arguing and everything else, there are far, 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 far greater numbers of just absolutely awesome memories. And those are something that can never be taken away. We both, we're talking about my oldest's absolutely infectious laughter. She had a giggle that, would light up a room, telling her bad jokes. I'm gonna sit down my coffee cup real quick while I'm sitting here. She had an infectious giggle telling, bad puns and bad jokes, laughing at our horrible puns. We'd sing songs in the car driving. I mean, Gwen Stefani songs in particular. We'd meow sing along with songs. The trips we took to Hawaii, to the Grand Canyon, to taking them to Disneyland, all three of them for their birthday one year, which was, I'll tell that story real quick. We had them convinced that we were going to Hershey, Pennsylvania, to Hersheyland. Excuse the hair, it's Saturday morning, and I'm just here getting my tires done. And we had them convinced because they were experts in sneaking around and trying to figure things out for themselves. They were just horrible at allowing us to keep secrets. They used to sneak around and find their Christmas presents all the time, which used to drive us crazy because we couldn't hide them anywhere in the house so that they couldn't find them. But I digress. We had them convinced we were going to Pennsylvania. I had them convinced they were going to drown them in chocolate, ride the Reese's Pieces or the M&M's roller coasters, see the M&M people, and brought them all in one evening and sat them all down in the living room and told them, kids, Dad's got some bad news. And they're like, what? I said, we're not going to be able to go to Hershey for vacation this year. I know how much you guys are looking forward to it, but I just can't swing it. So we thought of something else, and something else that we thought you'd enjoy, and want to kind of let you know what we're doing. And I go, what are we going to do instead? And I go, well, how would you feel about going to, I don't know, Disneyland for your birthday? And they absolutely lost their shit. My middle one broke into tears of joy and was so excited. I mean, just like those videos that you see on Facebook or whatever about, the kids getting so excited that they just lose their minds when you tell them you're going to Disneyland. And it was great, and we did that. And they had pins that said, it's my birthday, and they got special treatment, and we were the big kahuna family of the day at the hotel, at the on-property hotel we stayed at. I remember taking them to Hawaii, and they got to swim in in Waikiki, and we went snorkeling on Hamana Bay, and we went to the hibachi place and saw the King Kamehameha statue, and we took the tour, and they took me to Pearl Harbor. And the oldest didn't listen at all about sunscreen and got incredibly sunburned and got stuck with her sundress the rest of the time. So my point is that there are some great memories that you've got. hold on to them. Boom! And just like that, we're home. It actually took a lot less time to get my tires done than expected, so I had to cut that short. But back where we were, on memories. These memories are yours. There are so many great memories that you have. Laughter and stories and trips and events and celebrations and, you name it. And these are things that can never ever be taken from you. And I know it's hard. It's hard in the times when you're really struggling and you're having difficulty wondering what happened and make sense of everything. And sometimes it just won't make sense. That's just the way it is. But you can always hold on to these things and remember them and like this, bring a smile to your face. I don't know, I mentioned, my middle daughter used to absolutely dominate us all in Mario Kart. And it was frustrating and fun and hilarious all at the same time. We used to have tournaments. We'd play for hours and hours and hours. And she, every time she'd win, she'd get up and dance, and it was great, and we'd go swimming, or, times with family that was, we hold dear, driving out to Florida for my brother's wedding and, watching my nephew get sunburned all to hell, or, like I said, going to Hawaii, going to Michigan for my cousin's wedding and taking my kids to see the house that I grew up in, and the candy store, Z's Candy Store, that we used to go to and get our pins for our jackets, or our Garbage Pail Kids when we were kids. It's these sorts of things that, make you realize that although you may be in a dark spot, and things may be, not the way you imagine they'd turn out, that they weren't always that way, that they were far from that way. And it's just an easy way to remember it's not all your fault, it's not all their fault. No matter what anybody might tell you, no matter what they might tell you, is that these are, times were once much, much better. It wasn't always bad. It wasn't always, it wasn't always stressful. It wasn't always sad. In fact, sometimes we're pretty fucking great. So these are your memories. And I know it's hard. I know it's difficult to sometimes see the silver lining in the cloud. Sometimes it's difficult to find your happy place. But just remember, when you're in a tough spot, think of something that makes you laugh. Like, my daughter holding the rabbit ears so that the antenna would bring in the channel she wanted to watch, or, kind of giggling at my oldest one being all sunburned in Hawaii, or, just watching my middle one go to a talent show after her partner dropped out and getting up on stage and still going for it and still performing, and the amount of courage and awesomeness that took, and the pride that, I felt that she still stuck with it and went through it. Watching my oldest graduate high school, and, all those things that warm your heart and make you smile and bring a little joy into your life. Hold on to those. Those are things they can never take away. Those are yours and yours alone. So that's going to be it for now. I'm going to get ready to probably do some running around today. So until next time, folks, stay strong. You got this.